How you ever felt like faith should be simple, but somehow it's become this incredibly complicated thing? Well, today, we're going to strip all of that away. We're going to look at how a really clear, powerful message got tangled up in human complexity and how we might just find our way back to its simple, beautiful heart.
It's the biggest question of all, right? What is the point? We're born, we live our lives, we work, we try to do some good, and then it's over. Is there more to it than just that? I think every single one of us asks that at some point.
And this isn't new. This search for meaning, it's just part of being human. It's woven into our DNA. From the very beginning, we've been looking up at the stars, wondering, why am I here? It's the one quest that connects every person who has ever lived.
But here's the great irony, isn't it? The one thing that promises to give us clarity, faith, so often ends up being a source of total confusion. It becomes a maze of rules, arguments, and divisions. A message that was supposed to set us free somehow became a heavy burden for so many. So how on earth did we get here? How did something so simple get so incredibly complicated? That's what we're going to dive into first. We're going to look at the man-made fog that rolled in and made it so hard to see the path. When you look at this list, you can almost see how it all snowballs, right? It starts with us creating these complicated doctrines. That creates confusion. That confusion leads to deep divisions, people fighting over who's right. Then we pile on man-made burdens and we start worshiping our own rules instead of God. And at the root of it all, pride. Believing our intellect is more important than a simple, childlike faith. Okay, but right in the middle of all that noise, all that complexity, Christ offered something radically simple. This is the moment everything changes. It's where all the clutter gets swept away by one clean, powerful answer. This is the very question they asked him. I mean, can you imagine? They were drowning in hundreds of religious laws, traditions, and rules. They just wanted to know, what's the one thing? What's the absolute most important thing we need to focus on? And his answer wasn't some long, complicated lecture. It wasn't another list of rules to memorize. It was just a number. 2. That's it. With perfect wisdom, he took everything, all the laws, all the prophets, the entire spiritual journey, and distilled it all down to just 2 things. And here they are, so simple yet so profound. First, love God with everything you are, your whole heart, soul, and mind. And second, love your neighbor as yourself. That's the whole deal. This is the foundation that everything, and I mean everything else, is built on. Now, it's really tempting to look at these and think, okay, 2 things are my to-do list. But that's not it at all. The secret here is that they aren't separate tasks. They are completely connected. They're like 2 sides of the very same coin. You can't have one without the other. And this quote just says it all. It's so clear. If you're not doing one, you're not really doing the other one either. You can't say you love God, who you can't see, if you're not actively loving the people who are right in front of you. They are a single, unified act. And this is the question that just cuts right through all the excuses, doesn't it? It's a real gut check. How we treat people, the messy, difficult, imperfect people we interact with every single day, that is the ultimate proof of our love for God. One is the evidence of the other. And this right here, this is the most freeing part of the whole message. Jesus said that if you just focus on these 2 things, loving God and loving people, you automatically fulfill all the other commandments, all those hundreds of other rules. They're all wrapped up inside this one simple call to love. Okay, so that leads to a pretty big question, right? If it's really that simple, why do we humans work so hard to make it complicated? Why do we build these huge, complex systems of rules and doctrines? Well, let's talk about that paradox. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Following a list of rules can feel safe. It's measurable. You can check off the boxes. It lets us feel like we're doing the right thing without having to do the much, much harder work of actually changing who we are on the inside. Mastering a doctrine is way easier than transforming your heart. And we need to be crystal clear about what transformation really means. It's not some feel-good self-help seminar. It's described as a painful process. It's this daily thing of letting your own ego, your own pride, your selfish desires die, so that something better, something greater has room to live and grow inside you. The Bible uses some pretty intense images to describe this. Here's the first one. It's like gold being purified in fire. Now, the fire is incredibly hot, it's painful, but its purpose isn't to destroy the gold. Its purpose is to burn away all the junk, all the impurities, so that only the pure, valuable stuff is left behind. And here's another beautiful way to look at it: the potter and the clay. For the potter to shape the clay into something useful and beautiful, what does the clay have to be? It has to be soft, it has to be yielded, it has to be willing to be completely broken down and remade. It means giving up control and trusting the potter's hands. Okay, so that all sounds pretty intense, but what does it actually look like day to day? If we want to walk this simple path of transformation instead of the complicated path of rules, where do we even start? This last section is all about a practical way forward. All right, here are 5 practical steps. 1, love the truth. And that means the truth about yourself, even when it's ugly. 2, seek continually. This isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a lifelong pursuit. 3, joyfully receive your burden. That means embracing the challenges because you know they're what's shaping you. 4, refuse any counterfeit. Reject any complicated rule or doctrine that distracts you from the simple call to love God and love people. And finally, number 5, fight the good fight of faith, which is really just the daily choice to keep getting back up and walking this path. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one question. For you, for me, for all of us. When you look at your own life and your own faith, where is your energy really going? Are you focused on mastering the rules, or are you surrendering to the messy, painful, beautiful process of real transformation? Look, this is a huge topic, and I know it brings up a lot. The conversation doesn't have to end here. If any of this resonated with you, do us a favor and hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone. And more than anything, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this journey in the comments below. And if you're serious about this and you want to go even deeper, if you want to connect with other people who are on this same path, we invite you to join the living network of seekers for God's kingdom. The link for that is right down in the description. Thanks so much for watching.